renounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
We damn well do want a ring. We don't want an onion ring. We want a legit ring here in Detroit, and that's hashtag facts. We got a star-studded show for you folks today. We got Team Bald, and we're just going to bring them all in at one time. There's too many. We got my guy, Anthony, from Roar to Lions UK. What's going on, man?
Hey Mike, I'm on a panel full of stars today. Luke G, Lions Rumble, yourself. I am a little overawed, but I'm really looking forward to this. Some of my favorite Detroit Lions content creators here. Let's do it.
We got the field general himself, Luke G. What's going on, man?
Hey, salute, Mama! I made it. I finally got on here, Mama. She said I wasn't gonna do it. I told her she's not right. Loving the team bald, man. Yes, 100% rocking it. In case y'all was wondering, yes, my hair is bald. I'm going to grow my hair back eventually, but it's bald right now. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. Ready to talk some football and get into it.
You know, I've been talking to my wife. I need to get a tattoo hair on my head, and she's like, "You're crazy."
Oh no, don't do it. No. Don't do it, Coach. Don't do it, Coach.
I gotta do it, man. Gotta do it, man. I want to be shining. We got my guy Lions Rumble. What's going on, man?
Man, what's going on? I'm kind of with Ant here, man. What a privilege to be talking to three giants at this point, man. So, man, thank you guys for having me on.
Hey, we just trying to have fun. We've been doing this for a while, and we just want to have fun. That's what it's all about. We got 9 drinks in the building. John Kapler, John Ball, Bob Lane, Altana Jenkins, Alan Dana, my guy Lions Rumble in the building, of course. Hashtag FGB from Barry and D Bonio. Decoy, 100%. Put that in the comment section right now. Hashtag FGB. Why? Because we don't like him. So you got to do it. Let's start a trend. Hashtag FGB. I want to see all YouTube channels, all Lions YouTube channels, just spam in the comment section all the time with that. Expectations for Dan Campbell. Anthony, what do you expect for him this year? Is your expectations high?
Yeah, you're damn right. My expectations are high. I think, we were very tentative last year as to what we were going to get. The roster wasn't in good shape. Dan Campbell, first year as a head coach, but, got off to a rocky start. But you saw when it started to get together, Jared Goff found his confidence. The team found its flow. Man, we put in some very impressive performances against some very good teams. We beat playoff-bound teams in the Cardinals, the Vikings. We were 3 field goals away from 6 wins. The way this team fights, the heart it has, this year I'm expecting big things. The schedule, there are a lot of teams on there who we can beat. And, I have belief that they're going to be able to do so. So, yeah, you're damn right. My expectation is high this year.
We need to be master beaters this year and just beat teams like straightforward, never ending. It's really important that we do that this year. Folks, there is a storming raging outside my house. I don't know how the connection is. Hopefully it stays on, but it's got a raging storm going on. What is your expectations, Rumble, for Dan Campbell? High, low, what do you got?
Oh, man, it's got to be high. Again, with this favorable schedule, and they got an earlier start this year, we have to, at minimum, double our win total from last year, at minimum. And we have to show up like we did last year. We have to be competitive all 4 quarters. I don't want any slow starts. I don't want any, rookie hiccups as far as the coaches. I don't want any delay of games from Goff. I mean, we have to make this thing work, and we have to do it now. Now's the time.
It is the time. And I know Luke G's expectations are really high. What do you got for Dan Campbell this year?
I mean, you got to understand something, right? Like, it's not just the schedule, right? It's something bigger than that. It's something that I don't think many of us have looked at, which is the fact that he has their ear. And it's not like he doesn't have their attention. And so there's a scene in one of my favorite movies, Django, where he says, uh, first you have my curiosity, now you have my attention. He had the curiosity of all those on the outside looking in, and many of them liked what they saw down the stretch and came here. And when you have that type of attention, where they are listening and hanging on to every word, there should be some results behind those words. Otherwise, it don't work. I mean, if you look at one of the most diabolical people in this history of this planet, he managed to get somebody to kill somebody, and then he went to jail for it. If y'all know who I'm talking about, we talking about a particular serial killer. But I'm making the point to show you that when you have the ability to have someone's ear, there needs to be results behind that. And at this point, there is no excuse that can be had for him that we can make up and say, oh, well, it's the quarterback. Well, he stood by him. He didn't draft one. He stood by this guy. Great. I'm happy. Whatever. We can't say that, oh, it's talent. Well, we had 2 drafts, and we've upgraded in those areas. So every excuse are being tossed out the window, and I'm having a hard time trying to even make up one in case of emergencies that I can use, when I got to break the glass. But he is a leader, a motivator, and the culture has been changed. The only thing that is missing is wins. It's beyond high for me. I'm to the moon, and I'm not even trying to come back. We need to win now.
What do you want to see from Ben Johnson? Should he be calling the plays? What do you expect from him?
I expect him to just create a game plan. I don't care who calls the play. He's responsible for creating the game plan. And the head coach is responsible for going in and tweaking it so that it can be utilized for us to win games. I don't care if he's calling plays or not. You know how many head coaches don't call plays? Go look at Andy Reid. This is why Eric Bieniemy can't get no job, because everybody knows that Andy Reid calls the plays. Now, Bieniemy may be in conjunction with him on the game plan, but he calls the plays. So I don't care if Ben Johnson calls the plays or not. I care, can you put together a game plan that the head coach can look at and go, yeah, this is going to work, and I respect that, and I'm going to call it this way. If you can't do that, then you're useless too.
So, Anthony, what is your expectations for Ben Johnson, OC, him to call plays? What do you want to see from him year 1?
I mean, I kind of feel like he had a little bit of say in what was going on in the second half of last year. I think, after Anthony Lynn went, there was a little, because Dan Campbell really seems to trust him. And, despite his young age and that, he's put him into the position here. I want to see the aggression that we had last season in the offense continue. I know some say we could sort of get away with it and it was sort of a free pass last year because, it was a throwaway year and we could afford to, but the aggressiveness of the offense, especially in the end of the season, was what helped us in games. It made us unpredictable. All the trick plays we did, we sort of kept defenses on their toes. So I just want to see that. He's been given this job for a reason, because he's young, he's enigmatic, and he seems to know what he's doing, and he comes up with some inventive play calls. Let him do that. Don't, now because we've got a better team, try and be a little bit conservative, a bit more traditional, a bit more formal with it. Don't want to see that. I just want to see what they did at the end of the last year, just with a higher tempo, and they've put a lot of emphasis on tempo. They need to get better with that. But in terms of the play calling, I just want to be aggressive as hell with it, because it's how you go out and win games.
That's why you got to subscribe to Roar of the Lions UK. He was talking about aggressive. Be aggressive and hit that subscribe button, because they're dropping a lot of content over there. He's literally up. It's midnight, and he's giving you content. Insane. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that channel. The channel is in the channels that are in the featured tabs. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel. That's important. Ben Johnson, Roar of the Lions UK. What do you expect from him? Do you want him to call plays? What do you got?
Do you mean Rumble?
Rumble.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with him calling plays. And again, what better, coaching staff to kind of do this with? I mean, these guys want to make a successful program here. I believe, in one of the pressers, he wanted to be the best coordinator the Lions had. So I'm all for that, man. I'm like, let's see what this kid's got, man. I mean, what could possibly go wrong other than he not be what we had last year in Anthony Lynn? I mean, I think the sky's the ceiling with this kid.
Another coach for the Detroit Lions, very important. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. Expectations, Luke G from Luke G's Field Review. Do you expect Malcolm Rodriguez to be starting from?
Oh no.
You know, the great Malcolm Rodriguez. Honestly, I'm worried for Aaron Glenn because, to me, I feel like I've seen this movie before. You know, I feel like it's Groundhog Day all over again, where you had Terrell Austin, a guy who many people thought was going to be a head coach, and that defense started to weather down the stretch and didn't look as good. And I look at Aaron Glenn, a guy that they just gave Aiden Hutchinson, they just added Pascal. They have given him, you know, some pieces that they are saying is his people. He's changed the defense. And at one point, I thought he was going to be a head coach this year. I thought we weren't even going to be able to keep him. And if this defense looks like it did last year or is not grossly improved, I fear that his opportunity for a head coach goes down the drain. Now, is that good for the Lions? No, because at that point, it makes you wonder, do we have the right guy for the defensive coordinator? But overall, my expectations are high for him, like it is with Campbell. The only one that's not high on is Ben Johnson. I don't care what happens there, but Aaron Glenn, to me, the expectations are high because I know that with this schedule, and if the defense just performs halfway decent, them are wins on top of wins on top of wins with an opportunity for us to get into the playoffs, and then who knows who's going to be our defensive coordinator. So yeah, it has to stack up on every level. But I'm concerned for Aaron Glenn, really, because if they don't perform, there goes his opportunity for head coach right there, in my opinion.
My guy Anthony needs to get an avatar on your YouTube picture, man. I see that A. Let's get a picture on there next time I see you, man. Then I can recognize. I seen that. I'm like, wait a minute. We need better than an A. And if you ain't got a picture on your avatar out there in YouTube world, put a picture out there. Anthony, expectations for Aaron Glenn. What do you want? Like, this is year 2. I thought he did really well last year with the talent that he had. He has more talent this year. I mean, that's no doubt to me. What do you want to see from this defense?
Well, you know, I'll not bore everybody because I've given this answer quite a few times before, but for me, I want to see the aggression from the defense this year. And I know I've just said that with the offense on there, but we were conservative last year, and I get why we were conservative. A lot of young rookie guys in there, you know, you need to give them protection. But, you know, we have problems in this team. We have problems at linebacker. We have thin depth. They're there specifically in the team to blitz, to stop the run. That's what they're good at. That's what our linebackers are good at. So you've got to use them aggressively. We've got a defensive line we've invested a lot of money in, a lot of draft picks in. You know, I want to see that coming to life. I want to see them creating holes in the line. I want to see the linebackers going through, attacking quarterbacks, attacking running backs, stopping teams imposing their will on us. And, you know, I just don't want to see the conservatism this year. I can understand it last year. Like I say, I get it. But that cornerback room is a lot more stacked this year, and it's, you know, whoever comes to the top is going to be playing really well. You've got to trust them to stay back there, do their job, and send the house after some of these guys. And just that's what we need to do. So I want to see the aggression. I do not want to see the passive nature of the defense again this year. Or, like Luke says, this is his opportunity for a head coach job gone. He needs to unleash this defense and show what it can really do, and I really hope he does.
Training camp battles are really important towards the build of a team and how a team is built and getting better at competition. Luke, what is a camp battle that you're really paying attention to? Maybe the fan base are not privy to it. What would you suggest and keep a keen eye on?
It's the only one that matters. I mean, that to me is the safety spot. Is Deshaun Elliott going to make it through training camp? Right? Is he gonna? Is Kirby going to step up and push Breeze and the rest of them safeties down the board? Is he gonna make Elliott the backup? Like, it's the safety spot. If you don't get no type of good play from that safety position, you in trouble. You are in trouble. And to me, that's the battle that I'm going to be focused on. Is that safety one, because the linebackers are suspect, and I don't even think we can even begin to act as if though there's a linebacker crew in its entirety on his team. So you need for that last line of defense to kind of be a little bit more strong to help the linebackers out, to keep them sandwiched between the middle. So to me, I'm looking at that battle of that second safety, that Kirby Elliott battle with Will. I mean, Will Harris is just going to be a corner. Call it a deal and be a corner. But
Yeah.
I'm looking for that battle.
I agree with you. Why don't they just make him a corner? He's still in the depth chart as a safety. Just get this done with. He's not a safety.
Yeah, he's not a safety. It is, and it's funny because I had this argument with somebody when I said they need to move Okuda to safety, and they said, well, he's never played it in his life. Well, newsflash. Here's a guy that did play safety in his life, and he still can't do it at the NFL level. Move him to the corner, and he performed a little bit. So I'm just saying, just food for thought. But yeah, I think they need to just go ahead and call it a deal. So yeah, I want to see who wins that safety spot to play opposite of Tracy Walker.
Cam Battle I'm really paying attention to is the like button. Right now we only got 18 likes. Let's get that Camp Battle likes up to 40 likes right now. We got 44 in the building. The more likes we get, the more chance that Herman Moore doesn't take his giant foot, because he's a big guy, and put it up my 2 points of contact. I don't want that to happen. Smash that like. Maybe you guys would. I really do. Come on, guys. You seen Little Nicky. You seen how they gave Adolf there a porcupine right up the 2 points. I don't want that to happen to me. What is a Camp Battle you're paying attention to, Lions Rumble, that the fan base should watch?
Oh man, again, it's probably the most common answer in O-line. Let's see where. Let's really see what these guys are made of, man. Again, the defense changes this year. They're going to be more attacking. So let's see what they do to this, cream of the crop O-line that everybody says that we have. I'm looking forward to seeing how they learn from each other. And I really want to just see how this defense really sets itself apart from what they did last year. So I'm excited to see that.
Okay. I feel you. Look, man, Camp Battles is all about, getting the best out of your players. Anthony, what is a Camp Battle that you really want to see? Maybe a lot of us are not talking about.
You know what? I'm really looking forward to seeing the wide receiver battle in camp, because I am a really big fan of Josh Johnson, the undrafted free agent we got, and I'm a decent enough fan of Khalil Pimpleton. And I can see them both threatening this roster. Khalil has the return skills, the special team skills to get himself on this roster, and he has the upside as a receiver to do as well. And Josh Johnson has the best feet of any receiver we've got. Yes, he does have a lot of issues he needs to work with, but he has the skill to be able to break this team. And you've got Cephas in there. I want to see Cephas make this roster. There's a lot of competition, and after we got Pandas having one of the worst wide receiver cores ever last season. Just to see all this young, enigmatic talent in there, I'm really interested to see if one of the two undrafted free agents can crack this roster, because I think they both can, and I think we're going to see a shock there. I think we could see a guy like Raymond or that gone, and I genuinely do. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the receivers, because we could have a legit offense this year.
Do you think Pimpleton could potentially dethrone one of these wide receivers, whether it be Khalif Raymond or a Cephas?
No, I think Khalif Raymond, the fact that he's here, he's going to maintain that position. I mean, unless Pimpleton is just taking him to the house in practice, I would be shocked. But I don't see the receiving core getting too much of a change to be realistic. I mean, you already know that we're going to start one of the players off on the PUP list, and so I don't know who Pimpleton can push for, right? Maybe Trinity Benson. I don't know, but
please.
I mean, but who can he really push out? If you were, let's say all things being perfect and everybody healthy, it's J-Mo, Chart, they go 1-2, Reynolds and Amon-Ra St. Brown is the slot guys. That's 3-4. And then you get down to those last ones. They're keeping Khalif Raymond because he does give you value in the slot as well as speed at the kick and punt. So he's a special teamer. So that's 5. So now it boils down to, can he take Cephas' spot? That's the question.
I
don't think he do it.
I like Cephas. I think that you're right. I think JMO will be on the pup, and I think I'd really like if Pimpleton could beat out Trinity Benson for that number 6 if he starts on the pup. I would like that, or somebody else. Even though, look, that trade was bad last year, but I'm all about the idea of the best 53, 55. Don't care about it right now. He didn't do anything last year. We had no receivers. Nothing.
Trinity Benson, you didn't give up nothing for him, though, right?
That's more than enough.
Fair enough. That's more than enough.
We had no receivers, and he couldn't even get on the field. How is that possible? So, I mean, I'd love for something out there. For me, the battle that I'm really paying attention to is the linebacker battle. How is this going to play out? I have no idea. I think you could literally take a dice and put names on there and throw it up in the air and to see how this one is gonna land. Don't know. I want to see if Chris Board can live up to what he did in OTAs and minicamp, making a little bit more noise. And I think that we all thought more special teams guy, but he was getting some reps with the ones. I want to see what Malcolm Rodriguez is going to do when he's practicing on special teams. And and you get some time if there's injuries. You get the third string. Look, I love for Malcolm to dethrone some of these guys. By the way, I'm just saying. I'm all about the young. I'm curious to see how that one goes. Jared Davis situation. Does he make the team? Alex Calzone. I'll just end right there. I really don't need to go into a
Mike,
definition.
let me ask you a question. And I could be wrong about this.
Do you
but
really want
wasn't
to ask me this?
No, I'm saying no. It's not gonna be what you think it is. I promise. But didn't last year they had Sewell running with the twos?
I thought he got moved to left tackle after the injury happened. Right.
But before he was running with the twos. So I
Could have
can't
been, right.
put no stock. I couldn't put no stock into Board running with the ones.
Well, but you got to look at the stock of the linebackers.
I mean, that's fair enough. That is everybody seemed to think that I was upset that we didn't get a safety, but the truth is, I'm thinking you didn't get nothing that's going to really that we had major issues at. You didn't get the linebacker, you didn't get the safety, and we still had those problems. And yes, I know we drafted Kirby, but that guy has had 1 year.
Yeah, it's the safety position. There's a little concern there for sure. I heard the rant that Anthony did about the linebackers when I went on their live week and a half ago. I freaking loved it because
that was so entertaining.
And it spelled out the importance of the linebacker position and what is going on with this core. Anthony, if people did not hear your rant, can you do a summary of it? Because I loved it.
Hang on, I'm trying to remember this now. No, it was, I hate how the linebacker position seems to get devalued now. People, all I hear is like Pete Rice and that saying, "Oh, linebacker, it's not a big deal." It's like, yes, it is a damn big deal. I don't care that one team might have done it without a proper linebacker in there, but what I said basically is there's not one linebacker on this team that deserves starter level snaps as of yet. Because for me, none of them are, I don't say complete linebackers, but, Jared Davis he's a pass rusher. He's a run stuffer. That's what he does, but he ain't a coverage guy. Derek Barnes is a blitzer, and they're really good at being a blitzer. Board's done special teams a lot of the time. He does a bit in coverage. Houston, if we're going to call him one, he's a pass rusher there, but there's no one who, you can put in there 3 downs in a row and say, look, you got to do all this stuff and can do it. So, that's an indictment that you've got a room where, I guess you could say Anzalone could, but that's simply because he's the only vet in there.
Yeah.
And I think when you neglect a position group to the point where you don't have one guy who can legitimately command starter level snaps, that is a problem. Now, that's not me hating on the linebackers. I'm just saying, at this minute in time, Malcolm Rodriguez, Houston, that they can do well in, if they're used correctly. If they're used in certain packages, if they use the blitz, etc., that is fine. But you need some starters in there, and you need some good level ones in there as well. And yeah, I think it's a travesty that it's been allowed to degrade this far.
100%.
You know what it is, though, right?
Go ahead, Luke.
You know what it is, though, right, fellas? It's the Lion fan base coping mechanism, right? Every time we don't get what we truly want and our heart's desire, we find ways to deviate from it and act as if though that doesn't matter. Like all of a sudden, you know, we don't get this person, so we don't need though. That's trash. We don't need a safety because safety don't do this, and then name these safeties, and we don't need linebackers. And I'm just thinking to myself, just go back to just last year's draft. How many linebackers was taken in the first round? Teams who said, nope, I need this linebacker. I mean, if you go through and you look at Jacksonville literally has a multitude of linebackers and still took more linebackers in the first round. And so I think what you see is a coping mechanism so that people use to justify, why this didn't happen. When Sue left, oh, he was garbage and burn him. It's like, what the hell? Like, that's not the case. And we do this not only with Sue, we did it with Quandre Diggs, we did it with anybody who leaves here, we turn on them in a heartbeat. And it's a coping mechanism. So, don't take it to heart, but I definitely agree with you that the idea that the linebacker position is not valued is very frustrating. And as a guy who played linebacker, and a guy who have to argue with them same people, it's frustrating. Like, what are y'all talking about? This is not Madden. You just can't go out into games and just not have linebackers.
You know, yeah. You know, Luke is absolutely right, though. I said this when I came on and did the show you with the other day, Mike. I said Kirby Joseph was the most hyped up of all the rookies because, we passed on Kyle Hamilton. We could have gone after him. We could have got a genuine bona fide problem to our safety position. We passed up on Jaquan Brisker. So now all of a sudden, Kirby Joseph is, oh yeah, we got our guy in the third round. He's going to be amazing. And don't get me wrong, he can be an amazing player. But there's a lot he's got to work with in his game, and it's going to take a lot longer than it would have if we'd have gone after one of the safeties earlier. So there is a coping thing there. It's like, yeah, we did the right thing in them, but no, not necessarily you haven't. Because again, at safety, you got one guy who can take bona fide starter snaps in Tracy Walker. Outside of that, again, not one of them, right now, you could say deserves starter level snaps.
Hey, and we'll see. We got the season ahead, but I think this next off season, I think you're going to see some linebackers drafted significantly high. That's just my thought right now. But right now, it's not about my thought or Luke's thought or Anthony's thought. Lions Rumble's not. It's about your thought. It's the mailbag segment. Hashtag LNU. Hashtag FGB. Hashtag with the word hashtag. You want a question answered, you got to let us know. Let's get at it. Hashtag FGB. Already Lions Rumble's doing it right there. I love it. I appreciate Lions Rumble. It's all about that hashtag and getting it done. And while people get their questions ready, let me tell you about LNUshop.com. Man, it's really cool, folks. You go to LNUshop.com and you get the latest and greatest gear. You get some t-shirts, you get some wicked hats, you get balaclavas. You can look at G. You just got to go to LNUshop.com to get that stuff. So, hey, let them know that I sent you. Why? Because I'm letting you know. Let's have some fun, man. Let's get these questions answered. Raw Detroit Greed, need a linebacker. Okay, I'll just stay right here. Next year's draft, Luke, where do we draft a linebacker? What round?
You know what? For me, I haven't even began to even look at next year's draft per se. I've looked at prospects, but I haven't looked at it in terms of where we're going to be because I have high expectations and I expect for us to be picking somewhere in the late 20s, somewhere around that area, right? I think we should make the playoff this year personally. But if in my way far away galaxy prediction, it's first round. It's the very first pick that they're going to take because I think when you look at the quarterbacks that everybody is coveting, we won't be picking that high to get them. And if we are, that means we got a new head coach. So, get prepared for it. I don't think Sheila's playing games no more. I want results or you're fired. So But to me, I think it's going to be somewhere between the first round, and I think they double down on that in next year's draft. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think their work is done. I think they're still actively looking to trade for linebackers. They're still looking to see who's going to get cut in free agency to add linebackers. But I need the love affair of Alex Anzalone to die out because he is replaceable. And that's all you need to ask yourself is, can I replace these players and upgrade them? And if the answer is yes, then do so. And it's just that simple.
Lions Rumble, do you think losing Jalen Reeves-Maybin was a big deal?
No, I don't think we could have afforded him.
Wait, is that
I'm
a
only
real
saying
question?
that because, yeah,
I just like his answer, no.
no.
I'm like, that a
I
real
don't think
question?
so.
I think in special teams he was pretty good, but I think Chris Board was kind of brought in for that. But
Yeah,
I think that there were
He
we
the
have
same
to
as
he had a couple
Anzalone.
moments.
yeah,
Exactly. He's the
Pascalone
same
is
as
he works
right.
at a Pizza Hut or something.
Yeah, no. There's
He do
no,
like
there
a
was
Pizza
no
Hut guy.
star factor. It does. It looks like the Noid from Domino's.
Like
no,
he'll
I
come
agree
up
with
and
you
give
guys.
you your Amazon package with your pizza. He does look like that.
Hi guys.
But we need a hitter right there in that middle. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what these linebackers are going to bring, but if we're going to be attacking all the time, then we obviously know the middle of the field is going to be open. So I hope. I don't know what kind of package we're going to be running, but yeah, these linebackers. Oof, I'm right there with you guys.
Anthony, is Swift gone next year if he doesn't do well this year?
Yes, I think he is. You'll be 3 years in by this point. If you can't stay healthy, then, or if you just can't perform, then I think you have to move on because you look at the state of the offense. The offensive line is set for many a year to come. Our wide receiver core looks in a very good place. Obviously, we're going to have a healthy JMO by then. Hopefully Hawk has had his year and he's got paid. You need a running back to help your offense tick along. And if he can't be that guy, then we've got to go into the draft. It's got to be unpopular, but go high on one and finish off your offense and get it ready to go. I'm tired of looking after players who are injured all the time and inconsistent. We've had too many of them. I'm becoming very cutthroat with it now. If he has a bad year, bye-bye.
Right back to you, Anthony, with the question here. What are your thoughts on Jared Goff, and what does he have to do to not have to look over his shoulder for his job next year?
He has to win us games with this offense. He's been given a second year. I think we always knew he was going to be given his second year. He struggled last year, but you saw the confidence return. And I was watching the Arizona game again today, and just the guy looked so confident under pressure, stepped up in the pocket, made some good passes. You saw just how good he can be. And now we've doubled down. We've given him the weapons. His offensive line is back and fully healthy. He's got a decent backfield to work with. If he can go out, win us games, and make this offense potent, then yes, I think that you look a little further into the future with him. You maybe look at that deal a little bit, try and make it a bit more team friendly, and hell, you maybe still go after a quarterback in the draft as a long-term succession plan. But if we win games and get to within reach of the playoffs and the offense does well, then he stays. And to be quite frank, I really want him to do well. I'm rooting for him so hard. I hope he does. I hope he does well and he does stay here longer because it helps his team.
Goff has to hang on to the ball under pressure. Can't afford fumbles. Yeah, Rumble, we can't afford fumbles. We can't do that, man. That'd be Lions fumbles 81, and we don't want that, man.
No, not at all, man. Not at all.
John Campbell, I'll throw this to Lions Rumble. How much can we improve by cutting our third and fourth strings and picking up other teams' third and fourths, and then being second and third strings on the Lions, cough, quarterback and linebacker? So I think about, when they start cutting players, if they cut quarterbacks or linebackers, how much can we improve the team, Rumble?
Oh man, yeah, we don't need three quarterbacks. I think we talked about this earlier. So I think right there in itself, you can kind of make a spot for either a linebacker or another safety potentially. But yeah, I think this roster buildup that they have now, we can clearly tell it's all about competition. Again, a lot of these guys have these 1-year prove-it deals. So I don't think there's anybody safe at this point as far as those guys that we brought in. If they don't produce in preseason or they don't look good in training camp, I think those guys will get cut. I don't think this regime has time to be patient with some of those guys that they brought in. Now, maybe more so some of the guys that they drafted, absolutely. But yeah, the guys that we brought in these prove-it deals, there's no time for them. It's either now or never.
Nicholas Duncan, hashtag FCB. Who would you rather draft, Grayson McCall or Levi, or wait for the quarterback in 2 years? I've not looked at all the prospects yet. I looked at a couple quarterbacks, but I am looking to get better every year. If there is a quarterback that the Lions could get next year, and we don't do that great, whether it be Bryce Young or it be Levis or C.J. Stroud or Terrace McGriff, I'm looking to get better at any position. Even if we do great, I'm looking to get a backup quarterback. Why? I don't want to see the Boyles no more. I don't want to see that. So I'm looking at every position that way. Hashtag GoLines. Does Jameson Williams take from Amon-Ra's fantasy value when he plays? Does that mean Amon-Ra is not a wide receiver? Luke G. from Field Review.
No, the ball got to get to him. And I think all the passes are still going to go inside. Now, do I think they're going to be bringing along Jameson a little slow and moving him on the inside? Absolutely. But the thing that you're going to see that will take it away is if you are giving him the ball on the inside and he's able to get that yak, then yeah, that could take away from his fantasy. But overall, I don't see it happening. I think they want him to use a little bit of the inside skill play and to go deep when they need him to go deep on plays to lift the defense back so they can't hit those underneath guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Do you think Lamar Jackson, if he goes to free agency next year, should we get Lamar Jackson? Or you think we should get? I would, if he makes it to free agency, I would look at it for sure. There's no doubt about it. It depends on all the situation too, where we are in the draft. I don't know what our record's going to be, but yeah, I would look at it. I know other people may disagree, but I would like to upgrade this position. If we're not that good next year or this year, and we go like 6 wins or something, I'm looking to get something to spark, man, because I think I'll lose it. So I would not mind that. There's Raw Detroit, all these quarterbacks that are coming out. Like I said, he does a lot of prospects, and that's what he does, man. He's into it. He's absolutely TA, man. He kills it.
Tell TA to take that damn Adrian Martinez off of there. Don't we want no parts of that guy.
He's missed the best quarterback off that list.
Hashtag FGP. Panel, if you had to defend Pat Matricia in a court for what he criminally did this roster, what would the defense be?
Oh, I got mine. Ooh,
okay, go ahead, because I have
to be insanity.
Insanity.
It had to be insanity, or it had to be that he was high. He was high or drunk. Either way it go, they're all negative. If I'm defending him, I'm going, Your Honor, he was sleepwalking. That's what I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna come up with the most outlandish defense that they've ever heard. I mean, it may be a combination. Listen, he was sleepwalking, lost his mind, got drunk and high, and did not know what he did. So please forgive him. It has to be.
Oh
man,
strung out,
off his meds.
Yeah, he hit his head and he doesn't know.
I'd get a child. I'd do like a liar thing where I have to get a child to tell me that I can't lie for 24 hours before I go into court, and I just expose him as the fraud. I'd be like, I ain't telling no lies for him. I'm just saying it exactly how it is.
Oh man. I feel like I'm sorry, I can't defend this guy. I'm gonna have to give up my ability to defend him. Why do you value the backup quarterbacks so much? I value the best 53, 55 man roster. And if you are not the best that we could have, there is a problem, because a GM's job is to get the best talent on this team. We have 2 backups right now who are 0-8 as starters. Jared Goff goes down. How many wins do the Lions get? 0. That's why I want to have a chance to win. At least other teams just say there's a possibility. Maybe it's going to be like 30% or 20%. If Tim Boyle's in there, Yeah, let's go ahead and give it about a 0.0001% chance. I don't like that. I want to win, man. And injuries happen. They do. So that's why I do it. I hate losing. I hate it.
Sheesh.
It's
I'm right there
absolutely
with you, man.
awful. So, I
Ugh.
mean, I don't know what. I asked Luke on this. Am I so wrong to value having the best players after Jared Goff? I don't think it's Tim Boyle or David Blau.
No, you're not wrong at all. Because at the end of the day, you just have to understand that there's an expectation that you set, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with you wanting the best. Hell, that's what the NFL draft is about: trying to get the best player in that draft out. This is why you set standards and expectations for these people. So yeah, I don't think you're wrong at all.
I seen a question there. It says name 5. Oh, I got Colt McCoy. I could tell you he won them some games. Jacoby Brissett's looking pretty good for the Cleveland Browns right now, given the fact that Watson probably is not going to be there. Nick Foles did pretty good as a backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, winning a Super Bowl. Ryan Tannehill did pretty good when Mariota went down for the Tennessee Titans. So, I mean, you can find guys, Ryan Fitzpatrick, now he's still not available.
Minshew.
Yeah,
Trey
Minshew.
Lance.
Minshew.
Jameis
100%.
Winston.
I can keep going.
So, yeah, there is a value to it. If there's no value, then why would you have even quarterbacks besides the starter on the roster? I'm going to just go ahead and make Jack Fox quarterback. Jared Goff goes down. I'm not even going to.
I mean, look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. They was down to a guy named Dustin Duck. I still don't know who the hell that is, and they still performed. So you have to find talent in the unlikeliest places, and they are out there. But I wish we as a fan base stopped doing this one-for-one thing. Like, oh, if this guy went undrafted, he sucks. Or if this guy went first, he's better than the guy who went in the 5th. Like, we have to stop doing that. Everybody gets the same opportunity to step on that field, and when they get it, they have to own it and take it and run with it. This is why Jalen Reeves-Maybin is not here. He was a player that you could upgrade from. It was not a loss, and they easily replaced him, and it's not hard to do. So we just got to stop acting as if though everything needs to be 1-1, but sometimes it could just be, look, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up until whatever you get. But there are teams out here who have done a good job of having depth at all their positions, and that's why they're succeeding.
Bob Quinn trading for Watson, and if he's out 8 weeks, then why did he trade Baker? Baker wasn't going to play for them after that. That's why they traded him. He was done. He was not coming back. He made that very relevant. When you have a quarterback saying, I'm not playing for you, that you don't want that on your roster. It's over with.
They just bought in Josh Rosen, didn't they? So
yeah,
that's
they
the
just
master
signed
plan.
him.
Get Josh Rosen going.
Yep. Behind Brissett, who will... Go ahead.
Was he here number 1 overall pick not too many years ago?
Yeah.
with Arizona. Oh
what?
my gosh.
That's what the Browns deserve. The Browns deserve to spend $230 million on Watson and start the season with Josh Rosen. That is what they deserve.
That's
incredible.
Yeah. What wide receiver has the most yards and touchdown this year? I'm going to see the most yards as Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdowns, I'll still go with it's him or DJ Chark. I think it's going to be the combination there. What do you got, Rumble?
Oh man, wide receiver. Oof. I'm kind of leaning towards you there. And then
you think Mike gonna have the most yards and touchdowns? That's impressive.
I hope so, man. I'm playing Madden. I will.
He's taking over for.
I'm gonna give me a 99 overall.
He's taking over for Vincent. I said it. You heard it here. But no, Amon-Ra is going to be. I think more teams are going to be looking at him this year. So again, with Ben Johnson, he's going to have to be creative. I think we're going to see 5 wide. I think he's going to spread the ball out. So I'm going to go. I'm on with more yards, and then touchdown wise, geez, man, I'll go Reynolds or out of the backfield. I'll go Cephas. I'll surprise you guys. I'll go Cephas with more touchdowns.
Anthony, I like that reaction. What do you got, man?
I think this is DJ Chark season, because when you get to the point where we're fully healthy, you've got JMO in the team, so that's double coverage to try and keep up with him. When you've got TJ Hawkinson and Amon Ra lining up in the center of the field, that is your linebackers and your safeties occupied. Who the hell's going to mark DJ Chark? You know, no one's watching him. They're watching our speed threat, and they're watching the guy who ripped it up for us in the second half of last season. No one's watching Chark. So I think that he's going to get some good yardage because of this. I think, because of the other guys, the productivity is going to be there. So yeah, I hope he has a really good year, because if he can, and we bring him back with JMO, with Amon Ra next year, our wide receiver core is going to be deadly.
What do you got, Luke?
Damn, Anthony blew my mind with that one. I was really prepared to say Amon-Ra St. Brown, but that makes so much sense when he pointed out. If the attention is being floated to taking away the inside guy who can give you almost that Cooper Kupp-like slot receiver, and you're talking about the Jameson Williams because he got speed to go deep, and you still got Josh Reynolds and TJ Hockenson that you can put also on the inside. Or damn, I don't know now, because that explanation he gave makes a lot of sense to me, and I can follow that, and I think he's on to something. And now I'm going to be focusing on that dynamic. So for this one, I'm bowing out. I like what Anthony said.
Y'all don't know football. I'm gonna tell you who is gonna get the most yards in here right now. Trinity Benson is gonna get the most yards at the wide receiver position. He's gonna get the most yards, no doubt about it. He may get 5 yards this season. That's a lot, folks. Trinity Benson. And if you want to make a real bold prediction, Malcolm Rodriguez will get thrown off.
Oh my God. We gonna listen. When it's all said and done, if Malcolm Rodriguez go off, they're going to come after us, right? Because
I know.
We have had it up to here.
I'll be so happy though, man. I really want a young linebacker to do well. And I love the guy. I actually had him in a mock draft. There's people out there that's telling me this dude is like already Ray Lewis. I'm like, come on, man. We gotta I like him. I would like him to start week 1. That's how bad I don't want to see.
I think we all want that.
These guys. That's how bad I want to see him. That's just not Alex Anzalone love there and some other panel. How often do we use 21 personnel and actually use Jacek Kabinda? Ooh, Luke, what do you got on this one?
Very often. I expect for us to be a run first team, and I expect for that to carry over. If you look at last year, I thought we used it pretty much a lot. Like I got so tired of watching the up the middle runs with Williams. I think they continue it, but they stretched it a little bit further with the outside zone run. So I think you see it a lot.
Jacek Kabinda will be used as a tight end, fullback, and a running back this year. I heard him.
I know who won't be used like that.
Yeah, he's going to be used like that. That's what he was saying. So he's going to be used like he's in Vegas on the strip there. He's going to be used quite a bit now
Utility.
as a fullback.
Yeah, utility.
You slid that in there smooth too, like Vegas on the strip.
Yeah, you did. Like Vegas on the strip. Yeah, I think saying? Primarily in goal line, like Luke was saying, goal line. Third and short, fourth and short. Yeah, I could see them really using that 21 personnel this year.
Hashtag FGB. Do you see Swift getting 800 plus yards? Let's do a whole panel reaction to this one. I'll start with Rumble. 800 plus.
Yeah, if he gives us 8 games, I mean, at least 10 games, I could. Yeah, maybe 800. Maybe 800. I don't think over.
Ant-Man, what do you got?
I don't think he's going to give us 800 rushing yards, but I think he gets well over 800 scrimmage yards because he's used a lot in the passing game as well, and we sort of run by committee at the back. So I feel like that in itself is going to make it difficult for him to get 800. But from scrimmage in total, yes, I think he'll be over 1,000.
Luke G.
Yes. That's not even a question. Listen, people, it's 17 games. He's actually going to get the start. Just to give you some perspective, He played in 13 games last year, started 4, and still had 617 yards rushing. In his rookie year, he played in 13 games, started 4, and still had 521 games. Now he gets the benefit of starting in a possible 17 games. He has 800 rushing yards easy for him. I'm giving him 1,000.
Which player on defense do you think is going to lead the team in tackles this year, Anthony?
Malcolm Rodriguez. I'm just. I just want to say, I love Malcolm, and I'm probably one of the one who's been overhyping him a bit too much. No, I think in all seriousness, it's probably
No, you're not.
Be...
It's not the comments that we're seeing.
In all seriousness, I reckon it's probably going to be one of the secondary. I reckon. I think who's going to get a lot of the tackles there. I'm going to go. Oh wow, Jeff. I'm going to go Jeff Okudah. I think he's going to have a great year, and I think he is going to make a lot of tackles because I think teams are going to target him a lot when he starts. I think they're going to try and have a go at him, and I think he's going to stand up and perform really well. So, Jeff, you're going to get the most tackles.
Okay. It was in my head just now. Anthony was in my head.
I usually don't do this, but I need y'all to come. I need you, Rumble. I need you, Mike. I need you to come with me because we got to run an intervention. Anthony has slipped into the insanity boat with Matt Patricia, and we got to save him. Okay, so we're going to intervention him and get this together. If that's the case, we're in trouble. And Aaron Glenn is in trouble. He can kiss the head coaching thing goodbye. If our number one tackler is a cornerback, sweet baby Jesus, are you? It's all bad. It's all bad. That's all I'm saying.
So we're going to be running linebacker by committee this year. They ain't starting linebacker. Usually your linebackers would rack up the tackles. I just don't see where the starting linebacker is coming from. So I don't think the tackle count's necessarily going to be so high in the linebacking group. And again, with the edges with the tackles, they rotate in and out a lot. I don't think it's a bad thing with the secondary. They don't just have tackles from being thrown at all the time. You bring them up, you be aggressive with them, you get them in the backfield. You can do all sorts. I can't see it coming from the linebacker position, so I'm just going elsewhere.
I ain't mad at you. I'm
kind of right there with him. I think I have the right oar. He's got the left oar. I'm right there with him. I think it is Okudah. I think Okudah's going to be. He's got a chip on his shoulder. We've been giving him crap.
We need an intervention for Luke now.
Yeah, I'm right there with him.
That'd be amazing, though. I really hope Okudah can do well this year. It's a make or break for him, and we want a chip on his shoulder, not a broken chip from his shoulder. We need him. Need him to be on the field. I'll say Tracy Walker. He gets in there, gets a ton of tackles in there. We'll see. I'm not the linebackers, man. Do you think that our cap space next year? Or do you all think with our cap space next year we get a big name? Well, we're going to have around $75 million in cap as we're sitting right now. So that's a lot of cap space. Plus, if they decide to release Halapoulivaati Vaitai, that's going to add, I think, a little more, about $10 million more. And then
Brockers is 10.
10 Brockers there, too. So they could potentially do that. I don't know if they will do that, though, because I do believe in the draft, and I think Brad Holmes believes in the draft, and you just draft the team. But we're going to have cap space, that's for sure. Wait to see, because we haven't really done big in free agency yet. Doesn't mean we won't, but it's a wait and see for me. Do you think they're going to go big, Anthony?
You know what? I do. We've not really had the money in free agency so far. We've been recovering from this financial black hole that Quinn Trisha put us in. But the way I look at it, by the end of this season, hopefully, if we've shown progress on the field, if the rookies are progressing, this team's already stacked with young talent. So you've got a draft coming up where we've got 2 first-round picks. We've got plenty of capital in the draft to trade back, get some guys there. You get that 3rd draft in and you go aggressive in free agency and bring some legitimate starting talent in as well, then I think that, I think you do it because this team could be hella good next year. It's not like we're lacking the rookies and the young talent here. If we were a bit less developed, if this was year 1 and we were coming into, if this off season we had 80 million and we were coming to it, I wouldn't have done it. The team's not ready. But I think the team's going to be ready next year. I think it's going to win 7, 8, maybe 9 games. And I think it's just going to need that shot in the arm, 1 or 2 big guys to come in with a new draft class. And we go for it and we hit the playoffs next year for damn sure.
What do you think, Luke? Do you think that they're going to go big in free agency? We do got a ton of money.
No, I don't. I think the mantra is pay those who perform for us, and that's what the history has shown. They'll use that money to pay those who perform for us, and continue to go for guys who want to prove themselves to earn their paycheck. I don't think they go big in next year's free agency, because when you look at next year's free agency, in terms of what we would need help at in position wise, they'd have been had the draft by then, and now at that point, what are you really going to get? If Big V goes out and performs well, he'll get a restructure. If he performs bad, he'll get a restructure and be told, hey, let's see if you can prove yourself and get your money back. And if he refused to take the restructure, he'll be gone. But he'll take the restructure because he's not stupid. He's playing better than he ever played, playing at the guard position. So, no, I don't expect to see us going big in free agency next year. I expect for that money to be used on those who are already here.
Yeah, I could see that too. So we got DJ Chark. He's on a 1-year deal. If he does really well, I can see them extending him, making him a nice offer. And I'm kind of with you. If Big V performs well, I don't want him to be gone. Just go ahead and keep him at guard. That's his natural position. It was never at tackle. I don't know why they paid him that type of money. But, I mean, I talked to Lomas Brown. Lomas Brown said that he was the best offensive lineman last year. That's what he believed. And, you got to take credit what he says. So if he plays well, keep him. And I always believe in the draft. I just draft your players. Like, we got 2 first-round picks. We got a second-round pick. We're going to potentially have 2 third-round picks if Aaron Glenn gets a head coaching job. You get one there. But I wouldn't mind them getting a name if it's not Trey Flowers-esque. I'm not wanting to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
a good player for that contract, not pay big money for a Trey Flowers who does not live up to it.
But Brad Holmes has shown a penchant to be smart with his money.
He has.
Charles Harris and Tracy Walker could have gone big money elsewhere, but
Yep.
they've come for sensible deals here. So, that's the whole point of having free agency money, is to bolster your team right when you need it. And, we're all saying this team can win 7, 8, 9 games next year. Well, you just need that extra injection to take you over into the playoffs. If you're sensible with $75 million and another draft, then, geez, your team's going to be damn good. So don't do it. But I trust Brad Holmes to use that money and not spaff it on guys like Coleman and all that. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah. Just I don't.
I remember reading an article about that, about the teams who spend the most money in free agency often led to losing.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville was there, and they had a chart that showed every year. I think it was like a 5-year sample that they just used for the example, where they showed the Lions were one of those teams who spend a lot of money in free agency, and we were losing.
Yeah.
Always.
But I think we've got the GM now, though. Jacksonville don't exactly have the best GM in the world, do they? They've gone and got their pants pulled down by some of these deals. So Brad Holmes is not going to do that. The first thing Brad Holmes did this year to welcome the Minnesota GM into his job was pull his pants down on a deal. He's not the kind of guy who's going to get rinsed for something.
Yeah, you're right,
I disagree
man.
with that, Anthony.
That you ever see that prison show and it has Booty Johnson on there? That's what happens when you go spend money, man.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, if y'all haven't had a chance to do it, I really think y'all should go to the Vikings YouTube channel. Because I have a video I was going to release on this, but I'll just tell you about it in this instant. Y'all should go to that video and look at that draft video. They were so excited for that trade, and they were trying so hard to get that high draft pick in the second round, because they deemed that there was nobody in this draft worthy of a first round pick. You know how we got the Inside the Den? They have one very similar, and he's explaining to you his logic. He made multiple phone calls in that clip where he was trying to get out of the first round. He did not want to take a player with that 12th pick because he did not deem that there was a player worthy of that pick. And he really wanted the more later round picks for the second. And in all honesty, they did a phenomenal job in bringing in talent with what they had. I don't think he got his pants pulled down at all. Fair exchange is not robbery.
We'll see what happens this year, or next 3 years. I would suggest give a player 3 years after they're drafted. Y'all keep talking about talent, but nobody on the Lions team has heart or understands how to play sideline to sideline.
Now that's rubbish, because I was, Kyler Murray got paid today, and I was taking shots at him. How he's never beaten the Lions before. There's a play last year where he tries a fake handoff to a running back and runs out onto the edge, and Charles Harris beats him to the edge in speed. He plays sideline to sideline very damn well. So that's a lie.
You are all wishing they win. I demand them to win. Well, here's the thing. I don't think they could care less what we want. I think they're gonna do what they do. So you could go demand it. Go up to Ford Field. I demand it. Well, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. So I'd sit back. Whatever happens, happens. So I don't take it that serious. Where I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna go charge forward down the field. I'm gonna find you and fight you, man, because Lions need to win. Halloween up in this mug, man. Or Jaws, like I've been watching.
Oh, man.
Was Jacksonville signed? Yes, he's signed already. He just signed. Not just. It was a little bit ago, but yeah, he signed. Kneecap Jeremy says would love to talk Detroit Lions. For sure. We can get it done. Folks, we've been on for over an hour, and my guy Anthony has to go to sleep. Why? Because it's late where he is at. So I'm going to give out some last words. Anthony, what do you got to say to the folks so we close this bad boy out?
Just as I always do with these, thank you to everyone for coming on here and joining us. I love these streams when we're doing them. You get to meet some great characters on here, and it's been really fun tonight. I've enjoyed it. And I look forward to when Malcolm Rodriguez is starting week 1. And, we're going to have some talk then about that.
Man, if he is, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to tell you that right now. I just don't think it's happening. But I love it.
My guy's going to do it.
I love it. Rumble, man, what do you got to say to the folks?
Oh, man. Hey, again, thank you guys. Chat, thank you guys. You guys are always awesome, man. Follow me on Twitter, man. I'm kind of exploring over there. And let's just help grow this community, man. All 3 of these guys here, with Luke, Micro Mike, and Anthony, man. It's always a pleasure, man. 1 more week till training camp.
Woo!
So, man, I hope to come back out here with you guys again. And as always, thank you.
Anytime, man. Luke, what you got to say to the folks?
Y'all know me, I always got to give a little inspirational piece. I make it real swift. Today's positive quote comes from the internet because I never know who do these things. I just find them and I think I like them. It says, success does not come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. And some of y'all have consistently denied yourself access to your own happiness. Some of y'all have consistently found excuses to not go to the gym. Some of y'all have consistently found excuses to not find a new job. Some of y'all have found excuses to not go and talk to that girl that you've been eyeing for the longest. Whatever it is you're consistently doing, take a second to reevaluate it, because when success happens, it only happens when you find a way to do something consistently. If you have consistently denied yourself those things that make you happy, you will consistently be unhappy. But when you consistently find things that make yourself happy, to lift you up, to take a chance and bet on yourself when no one else will, then you will consistently reap all the benefits and consistently see that there's power in your ability to move. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you ain't already up there on Lions Nations Unite, the app, because I know I'm in there and I get so many messages that I can't keep up with it, you are cheating yourself. And you got to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research.
Peace. Adios.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it.